Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. Folks, I got a ton of emails last week and to be honest with you, most of them dealt with one product, Kickstart. So we're going to address a couple of questions today regarding Kickstart. It is going to be a little bit shorter program than usual, but it's going to be an important one. So buckle up everybody, let's jump right in. The first question is from Jim. Tim, I have two dwarf pear trees, a Bartlett and Anjou, that I planted this spring. Both are about 7 feet tall. The Bartlett tree has 3 branches that are drooping significantly. The tip of one is touching the ground. Should I support these branches or just prune them early next spring? Hey Jim, so it depends a little bit on really your long-term vision for the tree. Now initially, if they're producing fruit, and based on some feedback that I've received from you, they are, I would actually try to support those branches right now. The only reason that I would prune them back, or in some cases off, is if the overall shape, the way it's growing, isn't ultimately what you want. But again, unfortunately with young fruit trees, it's pretty common for the branches to not be able to support all of the fruit that they're producing. I've run into the same issue with my peach trees. Supporting them is definitely the way to go. And then again, once the tree has gone dormant and you're looking at kind of that late winter stage when you consider pruning, that's where you would want to make any significant cuts, again, to help kind of shape that tree. The next question is from Glenn. Tim, what can I use to help make my hydrangea flowers bloom? Also, will Kickstart work on zoysia? So hydrangeas love a fertilizer that has a balanced NPK profile, which means you want to use Garden Trust. Garden Trust has a 15-15-14 NPK profile, which means it is perfectly formulated for helping hydrangeas or other flowering plants or bushes to really increase the chances of having those bright, beautiful blooms that we know hydrangeas are known for. Now, in terms of your zoysia grass, yes, absolutely. You can use Kickstart on your zoysia. In fact, you can use Kickstart on any type of lawn for any type of plant. Remember, Kickstart is designed to work with a plant's root structure, and it's going to allow the zoysia in this case to take up more nutrition that is being put into the soil, hopefully from something like turf truss. So again, head over to rosensonline.com, pick up a bag of Garden Trust, pick up a bottle of Kickstart. Your hydrangea and your zoysia grass will thank you. The third question is from Carolyn. Hi Tim, can you please tell me exactly how to use the Ortho Dial and Spray hose end sprayer to apply Kickstart? So this here is my personal Ortho Dial and Spray applicator for Kickstart. In fact, I've got it written right there. The reason I do that is I actually have one of these for weed killers as well, and I never ever want to mix up the two. So this one's dedicated just for Kickstart. If you haven't used Kickstart before, when you place an order and you receive that bottle from us, the first thing you want to do is add water up to the fill line, pour it right into that bottle and shake it up real well. What you've done is essentially created a concentrate. Now, you're going to want to take that concentrate and you want to empty the entire bottle right into this reservoir right here. Now, Kickstart is applied at 1 ounce per 1 gallon of water. Well, these Ortho Dial and Spray hose end applicators actually have a 1 ounce setting right here. So what you do is you want to turn this to 1 ounce. That is actually going to regulate this applicator so that it only pulls up 1 ounce of product per 1 gallon of water that flows through the device. So again, add water to the Kickstart bottle, shake it up, just dump the whole bottle right into the reservoir, set this to 1 ounce, and then apply to your lawn, apply to your plants, apply to your flowers, and then whatever you've got left over, take it out of here and you can actually dump it right back in your Kickstart bottle and it'll be good to go for the next time you need to apply it. The next question is from Mike. Hi Tim, how much Kickstart should I use in a 1 gallon watering can to apply to outside potted plants? All right, so it's real easy. You always want to use 1 ounce of Kickstart for every 1 gallon of water. Now, whether that water is applied through a hose end sprayer or a watering can, or like we tell some people who want to feed their indoor plants, take an old milk gallon, fill it with water, and add an ounce of Kickstart and use that to feed your indoor plants. So however you want to do it, it is always 1 ounce of the Kickstart concentrate per 1 gallon of water. All right, the last question is from Steven. Tim, I have several crepe myrtle trees I would like to cut back a lot. Is it possible, and when is the best time? When it comes to crepe myrtles, there are really 3 times that you're going to want to potentially prune that tree, and the timing of them is important. So the first type of pruning cut is really when there's a diseased or a dead branch and you just want to get it off of the tree. You can do that any time of year because, again, if it's diseased, it's going to impact the rest of the tree. So the sooner you get it off, the healthier that tree is going to be. The second would be to encourage overall blooms. Now, typically in a pruning situation like that, you're going to want to prune that crepe myrtle right after the spring blooms are spent. That's when you're going to want to go up to the tree and actually make those pruning cuts. However, the third, and frankly what you're referring to in terms of really trimming the tree back because it's just gotten too big, you're going to want to do that when the tree is dormant. So the best time to do that is in wintertime. And when I say wintertime, I mean most likely that later stage just before spring. That's when it's going to be safe to make those big cuts, and it's still going to allow that tree to then really spring back to life in the springtime when those temperatures warm up. All right, folks, just a couple of final thoughts here. I've mentioned it several times over the course of the last couple of weeks, but you want to make sure that you get down Kickstart at least 2 times during the month of July and 2 times during the month of August on your lawn. Folks, this is the hottest time of year, and Kickstart can really help keep your grass healthy during these hot months of July and August. So again, head over to rosensonline.com, pick up a couple of bottles. Your grass will be thanking you for getting it down at least 2 times a month during July and August. The last thing I want to mention is really just a lot of us need to kind of get into that mindset of whether or not we're overseeding this fall, and if we are, start to formulate a plan. Now, I've been starting to get some questions and emails from you guys regarding what to do for overseeding. So what I can tell you this is it's a little early now, but I'm actually going to put together a podcast dedicated to overseeding, and we'll launch that here in a couple of weeks, really to kind of give you guys the step-by-step process for overseeding your lawn, the products that you're going to want to buy, and obviously any issues that you may run into between now and then. Send your questions my way and we'll do our best to help you out. Folks, I said this was going to be a short podcast, and I think I delivered on my promise. So folks, remember, if you have any questions that you want us to either address here on the video podcast or just have me answer via email, make sure you send them to tim@rosensonline.com. Folks, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. God bless.